Dubai is a city where the entire spotlight of the world is at right now. And to see the city grow from where it was, literally a desert, to a city with huge skyscrapers, great landscape, and amazing tourism, to see how this journey has happened, I think on our first podcast, we have Mr. Soumya Lodh, who is the guest experience manager or guest experience head at Rayna Tours, the man who has been in Dubai from a really long time. And I think he has also seen the city grow from what it was to what it is now. And hearing the journey of Dubai from him has been one great experience for us. So I hope you enjoy this podcast. My name is Anil Lobo, and you're watching the Rayna Tours podcast. Enjoy. Firstly, before we go on talking about the topic that is Journey of Dubai, I want to know what is the essence of this name of yours, Shomu? Because in the office, everyone calls you Soumya.
That's true.
So, what is your? See, I know because we had this conversation already.
Sure.
Or what's your actual name? But for the people who might watch it in future to understand what's the actual name. So, is Shomu your pet name or is Soumya your pet name? And how do you pronounce your name correctly?
Well, it's spelled as Soumya,
Which sounds like Soumya.
which
Soumya.
sounds as if we go phonetically
Yeah.
or alphabetically, natural pronunciation is Soumya.
Yeah.
But the part of the world that I come from, which is the eastern part of India, OU is pronounced as Sho and YA as O. So that will sound a very Bengali name, Shomo.
Shomu. Okay, and then that means Soumya would be your unwanted pet name, right? Because everyone is like Soumya, Soumya.
That's true.
So I believe you are from Kolkata. I mean, you have come from Eastern part and
Born and brought up in erstwhile Bihar, now Jharkhand. Did my schooling there. Well, came over for my graduation to Kolkata, which is obviously one of my home cities. And then for the bread and butter, the national capital, and from there here.
Delhi also you've been.
Yes.
So you've done somewhat. You've done the north travel. I've
the
done the
east-
south.
East as well.
Particularly mine is from the south. East also.
East is where I grew up.
Grew up. Mine is like complete south. So mine is from Mumbai. It went to Goa. It went to Karnataka. Then went to Gujarat, little bit up, and then again back to Mumbai. And now we both are right now in Dubai.
Right. Absolutely.
So tell me something about your journey from India to Dubai. Like when did you come to Dubai, and how was the experience that time? I mean, I'm quite sure it's how many years it has been, by the way.
Well, the first time I landed was, if I remember the date correctly, it was 23rd of August 1997.
1997.
Yes.
I was just 5 years old, I guess. 5 years old.
As I said, after graduation, I moved to Delhi. That's where I worked, and I was working for the brand Cox and Kings at that point of time. When my immediate line manager, he moved first to the UAE, fondly called Sharad, and he joined a company that was one of the pioneers of tourism in the UAE, and then he called me over in a couple of years. So 97 was when I first
97.
landed.
So you came from Delhi to
Yes, flew on Indian Airlines and landed at Sharjah Airport.
Sharjah Airport. Oh.
Yes, and then took the ride wherein you cross a patch near Rola which says, "Smile, you're in Sharjah on green grass." So that's how Sharjah welcomed me. And yes, it's been a very, very eventful. I mean, I recall it. It was just like the other day.
Yeah.
But time has literally flown past.
That's the reason why I think for this topic, Journey of Dubai, I think you have been from 1997. It's been a lot of years. It's 2022 right now. So you've actually seen a lot of things happen in Dubai. Like, I think you've seen the construction of the world famous Burj Khalifa. You've seen a lot of things. So tell me, like, your feeling, like your journey in Dubai. How has your journey been from 1997, like career perspective and looking around? How from 1997 to 2000 and like right now, how has the journey in Dubai been for all these years?
Well, just to understand this journey, let me bring it into perspective. Not only in this country, but tourism in this part of the world started off from Sharjah.
Oh,
So we had everybody having those pink paper visas, A4 size, irrespective of nationality, boarding the charter flights or some of the established carriers like British Airways and KLM, landing into Sharjah, wherein we had most of the international chains based there. The likes of the Sheratons, the Hiltons, and the Holiday Inns. I'm talking about the 80s and the early 90s. Now, in that process of development, there was a mosque that was built in Sharjah, which is the King Faisal Mosque,
okay.
located very close to Rola in Sharjah. And that was funded by the Saudi king.
Okay.
Saudi has been the elder brother to Sharjah, the Emirate of Sharjah, for a long period of time. And when this mosque came up, there's the story that they wanted liquor to stop.
Liquor.
Yes.
Liquor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So previously, liquor was served in Sharjah. So with the mosque coming up, obviously liquor was stopped. And
okay.
Emirates had just come into being in the year 1985. Emirates has just started off from Dubai. And that's when Dubai picked up and Dubai saw an opportunity of becoming a global tourism destination.
Okay.
So, well,
that was when it like happened for
yes. A great deal of importance was laid out on infrastructure, on road connectivity, and hotels coming up. And I remember when I had first arrived, anything past Sheikh Zayed Road was you're out in the desert on a highway. Right?
Oh yeah, I mean, you see the photos also of previous when you talk about Dubai very long back. You see it's completely deserted. And
When I had landed, I remember Chicago Beach Hotel was being brought down for Jumeirah Beach Hotel to come up. Right?
Oh, okay.
So the flagship hotels there was one was the Intercontinental in Dera across the creek. The other was the Chicago Beach Hotel, and about 1 hour, 15 minutes drive to Jebel Ali, there was the Jebel Ali Golf Resort and Spa. These were the only 3 hotels, that
Major
were famous.
ones.
Yes, major ones. And the Dubai World Trade Center was perhaps the tallest building around. Yeah. And right after that, you had that open highway, both sides deserts leading out to Abu Dhabi. So, yes, I've been blessed and fortunate to have been a part of the journey which Dubai saw through. And Chicago Beach was brought down, Jumeirah Beach came up. Simultaneously, there was land reclaimed in front of the Jumeirah Beach Hotel for the Burj Al Arab to come up. Right?
The 7-star, the world's only 7-star hotel.
Yes. And Burj Al Arab opened around 98, 99 and immediately became an icon of a structure, icon of a development which put Dubai into the global spectrum. People could associate, wow, if I have to visit Dubai, I have to either visit Burj Al Arab, have a meal, or if possible, stay there. So much so that I remember that during those time, right after Burj Al Arab was built, every Dubai registered vehicle had the emblem of Burj Al Arab on their registration number plate.
This was which year?
99, 2000?
99, 2000.
Yeah.
That's the time I just had come. Okay.
I still remember there was one hotel that was there and I missed out. on the Jumeirah stretch, couple of hotels. One was the Radisson SAS, and right next to it, a little further away, was the Forte Grand Jumeirah, just one structure. Now, the Forte Grand Jumeirah eventually became the Royal Meridian and the Le Royal Meridian, with the tower and their club wings coming up. So yes, as every other destination, just to give you feedback of how the international market clientele developed, this was discovered by the Germans, right?
Okay.
So the Germans were the first to arrive in their chartered flights. Then it was followed by the Swiss, then the Austrians, the people from Luxembourg, and naturally, obviously, this being one of a past colony of the British Empire. So there was the British diaspora living and working, as well as there were the British tourists coming over, and then followed the other tourists. So you have the French, the Italians, the Spaniards. So that was then. So obviously, during those times, the Germans were number one in terms of source market, in terms of clients visiting the UAE. And gradually we saw the other markets develop over time. So the Russians started to arrive.
Well, this sounds like an Indian market, like how when you listen to India's freedom struggle, all these people coming in, it sounds like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know, like I thought when you talk about the growth of UAE or Dubai, I thought it was just the actual rulers who made it happen. I didn't know, there's contribution of various people who came to the country and then they made this. But tell me something about, when you talk about your personal journey in Dubai, you've seen it all, you've seen everything, you've seen, I mean, as I've said already, you've seen the Burj Khalifa getting built, you've also seen the Expo. Tell me something that for you in these years that you've been here, what is that one thing that you saw that it happened in Dubai that you say, okay, this is like fantastic. This is, I mean, this cannot be replicated by anyone in the world.
I think there are several factors. One of them, let's go back a few decades back. I think the seed was planted by the grandfather of His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who's the present ruler, bringing everybody together, opening up avenues for not only locals but people from outside to come and settle, and creating the base framework for them to live and work here, right? Whichever part of the world you come from, whichever religion you profess, whichever faith you follow, whichever lifestyle, I think the groundwork that was created right from Sheikh Saeed's time, coming into Sheikh Rashid, which is Sheikh Mohammed's father. Now, Sheikh Rashid was a visionary. Right?
Yeah.
Now, two visionary developments of his was A, he saw, he could evaluate the position of Dubai. Right? South Asia is about a couple of hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours flight. Europe is about 5 hours, 7 hours approximately. Now, he wanted to make Dubai a global trading hub. So what did he do? He built up the Jebel Ali port, which along with the three palms, you can see it from.
Really?
Yeah. That was one. What the other iconic development he did was there was the creek that you see didn't exist. He dredged the Arabian Gulf to make that creek. Right? So what he started off, his son followed it by taking the other end back into the Arabian Gulf. So he started from there and he did it from the marina. So that's how you see the entire creek going there. And so iconic developments happening. Like iconic developments happening across it.
It's really crazy to see that place.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing to add on, I mean, right now, if you talk about all this, I mean, to do something in today's time with all this development and technology, it's so easy right now. But to see like 20, 30 years, 40 years before when he visioned everything and then he tried to make it happen, I mean, Dubai was not in 1% or it was, I think, nothing that time. And to
Absolutely.
get people from all around the world, I mean, I don't know how he pulled that off. Like
No,
completely.
it was something really remarkable, because at one end you are developing your infrastructure.
Yeah.
I mean, the road networks here is without a shadow of doubt one of the best the planet has.
Right.
Yeah, and one of Sheikh Muhammad's vision, and which he writes mentioned in his book, is he wanted his citizens and his residents to spend the minimum amount of time traveling so that their productive time is utilized in the office and they give it back to whichever trade they are working in. And I think that's how, I mean, at one point of time, over a period of time, you had cranes all along Dubai, all along Sheikh Zayed Road, with all these developments, the downtown coming up, the marina coming up, the Jumeirah Lake Towers coming up. You could only see
Construction going on.
all over the countryside. But yes, simultaneously, they also ensured that tourism, which is obviously one of their mainstays, did not suffer. Yeah. So we had post the hotel developments in the Jumeirah stretch, starting with the Jumeirah Beach Hotel, the Burj Al Arab, and the others coming up. We also had the palms, obviously, yes, the palms taking a shape, the Palm Jumeirah taking a shape. We had the iconic Burj coming up, as Burj Khalifa coming up. So that took about 5 years to build, and we had, it's unbelievable, people from all parts of the world has contributed in building this city. Yeah. And that is because anybody and everybody who's come in, I think they yes, when I first came in and first landed in Delhi, it was, I thought I wouldn't last 6 months, but I ended up lasting 11 years in the same company and then the same place. So this place certainly grows on you. And if you give, it gives it back to you. Yeah. So
that's the rule. If you
yes,
give more, you get more.
yeah, it gives it back to you.
Even when you see the people in UAE, I mean, there are people from all parts of the world.
Correct.
Everyone living very in a, in love and harmony in this city, especially, obviously in this country as well. But you won't find so many nationalities anywhere in the world. I mean, how, I mean, you talk about infrastructure as well when you were speaking about how at one point of time entire Dubai was getting constructed. You could see cranes. I don't know about other countries, but like say for instance our country, India, you take like 8-10 years to just make one metro line, and
Sure.
here the entire city getting constructed simultaneously, and now when you see it, it's so beautiful.
Sure.
It's so unbelievable the way, like for me, when I see the city, I don't see only infrastructure and construction. I see a lot of creativity in that place.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
not a normal building. Every building is made. I mean, who can come up with such a thing? And I can understand if somebody coming up with it, but how can you convince something? Okay, let's make it look like this. Like for example, before Burj Khalifa, the tallest building was which was that building I forgot, 9/11?
The
World Trade Center in
yeah.
US. I mean, that's a
Twin
normal
Towers,
building. It's a normal
yes,
building.
yeah.
You can make it.
Yeah.
But then somebody comes up in Dubai and says, okay, we'll make a taller building.
Sure.
But the design, the structure
Yeah.
is different.
Yeah.
It could have been a normal
Yeah.
building, a square rectangle.
Yeah.
But this is like, it looks amazing.
Sure.
I mean, I'm wondering how much, I mean, yes, there is infrastructure, there is a lot of, there's a lot of glitz and glam. But the overall city, when I look, that's my opinion, is there's so much of creativity working whether it be buildings, whether it be buses, whether it be metros, everywhere. The way things are designed, and we saw it beautifully even at Expo.
Sure.
Expo 2020. I mean, it was mesmerizing the way things were planned out. I mean, people do not know that this Expo has been going on for a lot of years.
Sure.
But thanks to COVID, I don't know. But the way Dubai brought Expo, I don't think so anybody else would be able to, get that of an audience or that much publicity, if you could say. So this gets me to Expo, right? I think Expo would be a turning point when all the eyeballs, who were not even interested, like okay, Dubai, but never wanted to come. But now, thanks to Expo, everybody is flocking to Dubai. And even after I think 8 9 months, I think 6 months till it's ended, it's still Dubai is still like something they want to come. And let's go through Expo 2020. How do you think, or how was Expo the turning point in this journey? Do you think it's something that helped the city, helped the country to grow in a new direction for the future?
Oh, for sure. I mean, had it not been for COVID, I think that would have been an absolute blockbuster of a global event. Yes, certainly, it still is. It still is. Well, they had predicted about 25 million footfalls, and they were almost there at the end of it.
After the pandemic.
Yes, in spite of the pandemic happening. I mean, for myself, I visited the place about 9 times. And every time I visit, I'm with my family. I mean, the atmosphere, the entertainment, the feel-good factor, and let's talk, for example, the washrooms.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Crazy.
It's unbelievable, and the manpower involved to keep it
Clean and
absolutely spick and span over the 12, 14 plus hours is unbelievable. And I'm sure, I mean, every big project that the city has gone into, I'm sure they would have massive challenges. But the zeal, the spirit, the camaraderie, the energy, the enthusiasm to make it happen, obviously blessed by the vision and the blessings of the leadership, is something is not too often seen in any other parts of the world.
Too often, I don't think it's ever seen.
Yeah. It's COVID-19 in itself was such a huge obstacle or challenge to overcome. Yes, but the way the leadership and the authorities reacted in ensuring that yes, although it's postponed by a year, it happens, and they make it happen, is unbelievable. I mean, the spirit, the oneness, and the passion, I think, is what's driving this city and this country to where it is today.
Really nice. So, coming to COVID as well, I mean, everybody might have struggled. I mean, there was a lot of news. I mean, there's also, I mean, this journey, I think, of the growth of Dubai or growth of UAE. I think COVID also had a negative part, because I mean, it's not a hidden fact that people had to, had lost their jobs in Dubai.
Sure.
People had to literally leave the country and go back to your home countries. But once, I think, when the entire thing was about to come to a close, I think no other country might have encouraged its people to come back, and people were happily wanting to come back, even though they had certain downs during this time of COVID. But I don't think so who all had gone back never returned back. I'm quite sure all of them or more people have come back to this city. So what do you think about how people are treated over here? Because for me, wherever you go, wherever you visit, there is so much. When you interact with a normal stranger, especially those who are helping tourism boom. Like for example, if you go to Dubai Mall and you're lost, and you'll find people to help you out. And the way they help you is so heartwarming and so welcoming. Let's talk about the part of human resource, how it's treated over here. I think for me personally, in this short time that I have been here in Dubai, I've been mesmerized with how people are treated over here. A lot of respect. Tell me something about that. How do you think? How have you seen this respect and this love that people have amongst each other? How does that go?
Well, we'll have to get into absolute nitty-gritties in the sense that the moment you come in, and especially for us from India, it's like a home outside a home. I mean, I remember when we had first come in and we were put up in the bachelor's accommodation. So we had to have the morning, once when you wake up, you have to have the morning chai, you see. Well, let's look back at what the relationship between these two countries have. Trade used to happen much before this country was formed in 1971, right? So there was free flow of goods and services traveling from the UAE to India, as well as from India to UAE and moving on to Africa and the other parts of the world. So there has been a synergy of relationship from a long time. Yeah? And what it has naturally manifested in is mixing of people, as in, I mean, there have marriages have taken place and people have moved. I mean, obviously, in yesteryears, still today, if people need medical care or attention, which is affordable to the pocket, as well as it's a little bit tricky or it's a little bit complicated, people fly down. You see, so these sort of symbiotic relationship has played into the life of an ordinary citizen here, and likewise they have their relationship the West. The Sheikh's love for horses and horse riding. So that there's a synergy between the stables here and the stables in the UK and Europe. So it's what has basically happened is there has been a steady flow of relationships spanning the globe. And that's the reason nobody who comes, firstly, everybody is welcome, you see? And there has been sweeping changes lately in the visa to encourage people who are skilled of certain specialities to set their bases off here, even though their offices may be somewhere else. And I've got friends who are, their offices are in Melbourne or Sydney, but they're living here because it's closer to home and they can operate out from. So all these flexibilities coupled with the thing that I mentioned in the very beginning, as everybody is welcome, right? And everybody is, the base is created for you to work, to live, to enjoy. And the city is so beautifully developed in specialized sectors. Like you have a healthcare city, you have an internet city, you have a media city, you have a design district, you have a sports city.
You have a market as well.
You have souk. So, and you've, what more can you ask for? You can call anything from a 1 dirham chai to a car on the phone. So, I mean, the flexibility and if we look at the services that are offered here and compare it with global prices, I think Dubai is still cheap in terms of public utility services, in terms of daily usage services. Yes. And most importantly, the city offers something for every pocket. Yes. I think that's what's most important for people from different backgrounds, people with different financial means settling down and earning their livelihood.
And even if you go and you research about Dubai and the leaders, the visionary minds behind this entire development, you'll always come across one term where the leadership of this country wants life, human life, to be respected and also helped. So if you,
on that point, which other country has a happiness ministry? Or
Yeah,
every
happiness
government,
ministry, yes.
every government departments that you walk into,
Happiness
how happy you are with the sun. So these are
Who
things. I mean,
asks that? Nobody. I mean, I don't.
yeah.
No country would
Yeah.
ever do that, and the way they do it. I mean, we have a happiness ministry. We have free water dispensed
True.
for people, and
True.
I think yesterday
Sure.
there was free bread for all.
Correct.
There's a new vending machine
Correct.
just came out
Correct.
yesterday.
Correct.
So the
And
way
on during Ramadan, on festive occasions, you have
celebrations happening all around.
and people of who are not that in that higher strata of society or income, food is being delivered.
Yeah.
And I mean the Dubai government and the UAE government every year commits so many billions of dollars for meals, not only for this part of the world but for
Everywhere.
Yeah. I mean.
Whenever there is a disaster striking some country, I think UAE is the first country to go and help out.
True.
And support them. But yeah, I mean, there is so much coming up. So many things.
They've built a dedicated humanitarian city for that,
Yeah.
and for first aid reliefs and everything.
There is a lot of lists that this government or the leadership does for the city, as we said already. The happiness centers, the food, the water, all going out for free for those who really want it.
Yeah.
I mean, the future of Dubai, especially when it comes to humanitarian or human resources, is a lot that is going to come up. Now let's speak about, I mean, we've already seen, everyone knows what Dubai is and how it has come. Now let's talk about what's going to come in Dubai. I want to know, like, what do you think is the next big thing? The last big thing I felt was Expo 2020, because everyone's talking about that. Now, what do you think is the next thing that is going to come up, which everyone is going to look up to and, going to be like, yeah, this is the next big thing. Apart from the next tallest building that is coming up.
See, this has always, sports has always played a huge part in this city and in this part of the world. Now, we just had the T20 World Cup. Yeah.
Asia Cup as well.
Yeah. So, two huge events for the cricket connoisseurs. We have the Football World Cup happening next door in Doha. Besides the yearly events of the ATP tennis, the European PGA, the Grand Prix that happens everywhere. So I think, yes, my take would be another huge sporting event we can look forward to. I mean, it's got the infrastructure, it's got the wherewithal to manage it as well. This has also been a great venue and a very affordable venue to see your favorite stars performing in terms of concerts.
Oh, yeah.
Across the world. And we did see Andrea Bocelli coming into for Expo, and he would be back, as I understand. So would be Westlife. So these things are coming up. We just had a concert of Sonu Nigam at the other day at the Coca-Cola Arena, and what a venue! I mean, they no, not for the Sonu Nigam's. The last I went to Coca-Cola was Westlife. That was a couple of years back. So they've got the best in class. You've got the Dubai Opera, which is a fantastic venue to say the least. So what they have done is they've built the infrastructure for everything, to have the best of the best events lined up. So yeah.
When you talk about the events, the concerts that are happening, I also have observed that the concerts that are happening again are not a particular country oriented.
No.
It's everyone. Like
Across the world.
I remember seeing stories of Filipino artists, K-pop artists who are coming up in coming months. Justin Bieber was supposed to come, but because of his problems, he was not able. He cancelled the concert. Indians, you have Australians, you have Filipinos. I think I said Filipinos already.
Yes.
But again, it's everyone is coming for everyone. I don't know how to put this up, but I really feel that the government or the leadership again knows like everyone has left their families back home and have come over here.
Sure.
And I feel it's a way for them to say, okay, we will still get your home here.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
that's what makes Dubai. So again, I think yeah, future. Apart from sports in the future, what else is anything else you think is going to come up, and are we going to see something
See,
amazing?
the government is big time into the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
So big IT conferences, big something to do with bitcoins, and huge thing is coming up.
What about Meta?
Yes, later this year.
They have
So-
invested, I feel, a lot of money. I think last couple of months back there was news of Dubai wanting to be full on invested in cryptos and Meta, in fact.
Absolutely. And well, the summer months have been phenomenal as far as the tourism industry is concerned. The hotels have done a great RevPAR over this period. Dubai International. Now, not many people know this. Now, this is another iconic development, if I can put it that way. Dubai International Airport is located right in the middle of the city. How many cities have got their international airport right in the middle of the city? And that too, it's consistently been the world's busiest airport over the last couple of years, if I recall correctly. And the last month, if I'm not mistaken, it was the world's busiest airport, handling the maximum number of flights. So yes, things are definitely looking up in terms of, as you very rightly said, COVID-19 had impacted our trade, aviation and hospitality the most. I hope it's a thing of the past now, and we are certainly looking forward. Yes.
It's already come to a close as well. So
correct. And we are seeing the next level of growth for our trade.
Absolutely. So I think with this, we can wrap our entire podcast for Journey of Dubai. End notes. What do you think we could end our entire Journey of Dubai in? If you have to say it in a line, if you have to end the whole podcast and say, okay, this is the Journey of Dubai, what would that be? For me, it would be visionaries in leadership, because the way the city is being built can be built anywhere else, but the way it is built, the creativity, the things that are happening is all because of visionary leadership. That's where I would say, that's the reason why I would say the Journey of Dubai is, reason being visionary leadership. I'd put this question to you. What do you think the Journey of Dubai would be for you?
Well, absolutely. There's no two words about visionary leadership. I'll add a couple of things there. Benevolent, and let's make it happen.
Oh, yes.
In 50 years, they're going to celebrate the 51st birthday on 2nd of December. Show me a country which has turned from a trading port to a melting pot of civilization, home to 200 plus nationalities.
After listening to Mr. Shomu's journey of Dubai, of what he has experienced, it has made me realize that Dubai is not only about the travel, about the buildings that you see around, about the luxury. It is so much more about the welfare of the people staying in Dubai. I mean, if you be over here, you realize people from every corner of the world are right here in Dubai, living with so much peace and harmony. And that's what makes Dubai amazing. This is Ani Lobo from Dubai. Thank you for listening to Rayna Tours podcast. I hope you had an amazing time. Till then, take care and God bless.